Hello viewers and subscribers. Welcome once again to my channel. I appreciate you being here. Now without further ado, let's jump right into the subject material at hand. Over the past few years, I have been on many medications. Basically, my physicians that I've seen treated me as nothing more than a lab rat, a human guinea pig if you will. And to prove this, these are the pamphlets that you will receive when you go to your pharmacy and get prescriptions. And you can see that I have been on many, and this is only but a few, but I have gone from A all the way to Z in hopes of good treatment. And of course, medications is only for treatment and not a cure. You must remember this. It is nothing more than a band-aid. And that is how Big Pharma intends it to be. Now let's get right into the main topic, which is gabapentin, otherwise known as Neurontin. And evidently, whoever came up with this drug came up with a really good name. It's a new rotten drug. And I was put on it because it is used to treat seizures. It is used to treat nerve diseases. It may be given to you for other reasons. Of course, talk with your doctor. Yeah. Okay, now, ever since I was put on gabapentin, within the first 30 days, give or take, I increased my weight by 25 pounds. Well, once your weight goes up, you're, of course, considered obese according to medical outlines. Well, once your weight increases, what else will increase? Your blood pressure. And so I was also put on blood pressure medication as well as this drug here to treat my nerve issues and others. Well, once my blood pressure went up, and of course they only go by the numbers. They don't go by the underlying reason behind why your blood pressure increased in such a dramatic rate. So what they do is they will put you on another drug. And I was put on lisinopril. And of course this here does not say what it is used for. Well, I guess it, but anyways, lisinopril is a blood pressure medication, and because my cholesterol also went up, I was also put on a statin drug. And with your statin drugs, and by the way, many drugs go by multiple names, okay? Lisinopril is also known as Zestril. And there's others. And they like to fool people into believing that, well, my system isn't agreeing with taking this drug. Is there something else that I can take? So they will trick you into taking the same medication but under a different name. That's one of the games that Big Pharma likes to play, the physicians like to play, and those that rule the physicians. So, Lipitor is a statin drug, and it says that it's used to prevent heart attacks, strokes, so on and so forth, and it is used to lower bad cholesterol and raise good cholesterol. Now, I have not seen any reports on this really happening. The only way that you can reduce your cholesterol is to have a better dietary system and physical fitness regime. You need to incorporate fitness and nutrition in order to help yourself. Unfortunately, when you get into a situation such as me, physical fitness activity only increases what you go through, and it's very difficult. But you want to stay away from this garbage. Just stay away from it. And in fact, try going to a natural, holistic remedy, such as what I have here in this glass, and I will get into that in my next video, which will deal with holistic remedies. And I will give you the exact recipe for this wonderful drink, as long as you can handle it. So anyways, with your statins, which is your cholesterol, sorry, I have an issue with that word. Statin drugs are for cholesterol. Some of the bad factors over it is it ages you, you gain weight, you can get periods of feeling dizzy, feeling sick, fatigued, digestive problems, muscle pain, sleep issues, and there's more. And of course, I dealt with a lot of this. And when you're going through all of this nonsense, and you're in so much pain and everything, you end up having other symptoms and side effects, such as anxiety, depression, stress. So what do? They would give you more medication. And so some of this medication here is antidepressants. And I won't go full into all that, but I will state that those also have some severe side effects to them. So basically, I was put on 4 different medications, and my gabapentin was very high doses, 3 times a day. And in conjunction with the other medications, well, you get to visit zombie land. You are a zombie, and all you want to do is sleep. Well, that does not help out with the situation of the weight gain and the lethargy, which is fatigue, and all that nonsense. Gabapentin, January 1st, 2019, became a controlled substance. Not because of the effects that it has on you, but it was because physicians were incorporating the use of that as well as opioids. People were literally overdosing on the combination. So in the fight against opioids, they decided, well, let's go ahead and make gabapentin a controlled substance. Well, this can be very difficult when you are mandated to keep physician appointments, medical appointments. Because with this being a controlled substance, if you get pulled over by law enforcement, off to jail you go for driving under the influence of a controlled substance. Another bad situation when you're being mandated to take this kind of garbage. So please keep that in mind. Because I was not able to keep one of these appointments, my physician abruptly and without any type of notice took me off of the gabapentin. Well, it will state that you are not to stop or cease any medications without first consulting your doctor. Otherwise, you could go through withdrawal symptoms. And believe me, folks, I went through my fair share of withdrawal symptoms many a times because they would not keep up on the gabapentin. They tried to get me addicted to the garbage, as well as all this other nonsense. I am still going through so much pain, agony, sleepless nights, nerve pain. It's just ridiculous. And of course, over all these years, all they've done is put me through test trials and multiple medications. I no longer have any faith in the medical society. Not at all. So please take this as precautionary measures when you are being put on medications. Take my advice. If you are able to stay off of medications, do so and seek out alternate holistic remedies. And as I said, I will go into this in an upcoming video over what I do to treat me and my symptoms over everything that I'm going through. So please stay tuned for that. And it will also, I will also be talking about how this not only helps to relieve a lot of my symptoms and other ingredients that I use, but it can also help in weight loss, fat reduction, improved overall health. So please stay tuned for that video in the upcoming future, and it will be labeled as my holistic remedies. Now, I also have an important public service announcement. I was just notified a few hours ago that certain pharmacies, if not many pharmacies, are actually running out of medications on the shelf, or they are actually taking them off of the shelf. And this is due to the factor that many medications are being made in China. So because of certain policies that President Trump has put into action, these drugs are no longer available. And so if you are taking certain medications to treat whatever conditions that you might have, please be aware that these medications might no longer be available to you. And you might have to search out alternate means of treatment. So you might want to pay attention to my future upcoming video regarding this great drink that I'm having. And it is a Halloween drink. It is an apple cider drink, but not your typical apple cider. So please, I urge you to stay tuned. And on that note, I would like to also state that, so many side effects, bad side effects to these drugs. Not only did I experience the weight gain, the high blood pressure, the higher levels of cholesterol, but and not only that, but being a zombie, it also had issues with my nether regions. I began having erectile dysfunction issues. My sperm count was severely decreased. So just keep that in mind, that these drugs have many, many side effects that sometimes you might not even be aware of. It basically is killing your system. These are all synthetic chemicals, whereas something like this is all natural. Blood pressure medications, something else that I'd like to talk about real quick is the factor that most all blood pressure medications are diuretics. In other words, you urinate a lot, you pee a lot. The alternative to this is to cut back on your hydration, or to possibly actually increase your salt intake, which I know is contrary to what physicians will tell you, to cut out the salt. Well, go with natural sea salt. Once again, that is natural. So just take that into consideration. So there you have it, folks. And on a last note, when it comes to blood pressure, numbers do not rule. You need to speak to your physician over why your blood pressure numbers are up. What is the underlying cause? Once you can figure that out, then you can go from there to get better treatment. But don't play the numbers game. Do not let them fool you into saying, well, you got high blood pressure because of your numbers. Ask them, why are my numbers high? So please remember that. And please remember my public service announcement over the lack of medications that are out there. And seek alternate advice from your physicians. And hopefully you have trustworthy physicians to speak with. So until next time, I bid you farewell. May you all be blessed, and stay tuned.